In this video I am talking about this little tiny lens from 7artisans, 35mm F1.2. Yes, you heard me right, this is ultra-wide aperture of f1.2 budget lens from 7artisans. This is APS-C lens, so if you are like me going to use it on a full frame camera, you will have to use it in a crop mode to avoid severe vignetting. Not a problem, it is what it is. I have reviewed 7artisans 35mm f1.4 lens before and I quite liked it, so I was really curious how this 35mm wide aperture lens compared and performed in its own right. I got it directly from 7artisans for this review, however I was not paid or asked to say anything specific about it, and they didn't ask to preview this video before I posted it here on my channel, so it is my honest opinion about it. Okay, let's do this. If you ever want to have a wide aperture prime for your camera, then f1.8 lenses are the most affordable ones. Then you have f1.4 lenses, which are always more expensive, and then you have elite, super expensive f1.2 lenses. However, 7artisans produce this f1.2 lens, which is very, and I mean very budget friendly. This lens retails here in UK £439 and $140 in US, and it is f1.2. It is really. You can buy this for Sony E mount as well as Fuji X, Canon EOS-M and Micro Four Thirds for Olympus and Panasonic mounts. I was always very impressed with 7artisans packaging in the past. I just loved these very slick black boxes, but they have decided to change them to these non-descriptive white ones now. This is what this 35mm lens came in. Obviously it doesn't really matter, some of them like these, but I am not the fan. These were so much nicer. 7artisans, yeah, listen, these are beautiful, these okay, so what does that wide aperture really mean? It means that wide aperture, the opening inside of the lens, more blur background and separation, and more of that nice bokeh effect you're gonna get in your photos and videos. So how does it perform? This is a fully manual lens, so you don't get any autofocusing or any control from the camera side. You have to dial your desired aperture on the lens and put some effort into getting the focus right by hand. Yes, it sounds tedious and sometimes it is. It takes longer to get a photo because you do need to manually focus. But when you do get sharp results, you know it was worth it, and it is way more rewarding than just pressing that shutter button. This lens is soft wide open, and I mean soft. At f1.2 all seemingly sharp edges are soft. There's also chromatic aberration, visible as severe green fringing around the edges of brighter parts of the shots, but it all adds more fun and certainly is a challenge to get desired results. Let's not forget, this is a very budget friendly f1.2 lens. Yeah, let's not forget that. The sharpness increases significantly when you close the aperture down to f2, f2.8 or even f4. But somehow I want to use this lens wide open all the time. Yes, you have to work for it harder, but it does add certain kind of dreamy character to the images. It's not a lens for your everyday shooting, especially if you need to do it quickly and efficiently. It is, however, great if you want to be creative, take your time and to challenge yourself to get more interesting shots. I think it really works if you take it for what it is. Very affordable and usable tool to be creative with. I always enjoy using these manual lenses as they do deliver something a little bit different. The build of this lens is very good. It is small, and that's a big benefit of a 35mm prime. All metal construction, very smooth and firm focus ring, and not declicked aperture ring. Yes, it is great if you only shoot photos. A lot of photographers prefer to feel the clicks when changing the aperture, and it also prevents it from being accidentally changed when shooting. But you often need the clicked aperture when filming to smoothly change the brightness of shots while recording. It is not a huge problem here, as most likely with aperture as wide as f1.2 you'd have to use variable ND filter anyway, but it would be nice if there was a simple click switch on this lens. But then again, it is a budget friendly option, and I'm sure that extra switches would put the price up. Overall, for video, I like this as it can deliver decent cinematic, cine-like video look, and it's a great size for handheld, run-and-gun or gimbal filming. Who is it for? This lens is a great option for someone who has got no budget for super expensive wide aperture primes, but also great for anyone who doesn't want that often very clinical and perfect look more expensive and autofocusing lenses deliver. Great for creatives who want something different and with character, but also very affordable option for filming cinematic looking video and for shooting in a very low light situations if you can get that focus right at f1.2. Should you buy it? Very good question. To me personally, this wide aperture seems very gimmicky on the lens like this. It doesn't really deliver spectacular results, but it is fun to use. If you had money to spend and wanted a brand new lens with a vintage feel, then this would be a good choice. Maybe good for a present for someone heavily into creative photography. I'll be happy to get it from Santa myself. Otherwise, there is a lot of other and sometimes cheaper, okay, maybe not a lot of f1.2 lenses like this, but there is a lot of other options in this class, especially if you consider adapting vintage lenses. And this is it from me. If you like this short video, please give me the thumbs up. And if you like this kind of content, photography, video, cameras, lenses, reviews and tutorials, then please consider subscribing. And if you're doing that, hit that bell button to get notifications of my future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hey, 7artisans. Tiny lens. Yeah, tiny, 35, tiny. Yes, 35. Not the clip. Yeah, it is cool.